Have you ever seen someone handle a tense situation with so much calm and grace, it almost felt effortless? No panic, no drama, just quiet confidence and total control. Meanwhile, most of us are either spiraling, second-guessing everything, or mentally replaying that one awkward moment from 3 years ago. Sound familiar? But here's the difference. That unshakable presence, that's the Sigma Empath effect. Sigma Empaths have this rare balance of emotional depth and grounded independence. They feel deeply, they care, but they don't get swept away by emotions. While others are reacting, they're responding. And that difference, that's their power. Today, we're diving into 5 everyday situations where Sigma Empaths react so differently, you'll find yourself saying, wait, I need to start doing that. So if you're all about mastering emotional intelligence, protecting your peace, and showing up in the world with strength and style, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Situation 1, when they're criticized. Let's start with the first one. How Sigma Empaths react when they're criticized. Picture this. You've just finished a big project. You're proud, maybe even a little relieved. Then your boss or teacher or client starts pointing out things that could have been better. For most people, that's when the inner alarm goes off. Your heart beats faster. You want to explain yourself. Maybe defend what you did. It's like your whole body goes into fight or flight mode because it feels personal, right? But a Sigma Empath handles it in a completely different way. They don't rush to talk over the feedback or start justifying themselves. They take a deep breath. They listen, really listen, all the way through. And when it's their turn to respond, they keep it simple. They'll say, "Thanks for the feedback," and that's it. No excuses, no emotional outburst, no need to prove themselves on the spot. This calm response comes from 2 places: emotional awareness and self-assurance. Sigma Empaths know that criticism doesn't define their worth. They can feel the sting of it, but still stay grounded because they've learned to separate who they are from what someone else thinks in the moment. Here's the secret. When you stay calm like that, you stay in control. You stop the situation from turning into an argument, and you earn respect without even trying. People remember the way you kept your composure, not the critique. So the next time someone gives you feedback that makes your stomach drop, pause before reacting. Just breathe, listen, and respond with calm confidence. It's simple, but that moment of control changes everything. Situation 2, when something goes wrong in public. Now let's talk about something we've all experienced, when something goes wrong in public. Imagine this. You're walking into a room full of people, maybe a meeting or a social event, and suddenly you trip over absolutely nothing. You try to recover, but now everyone has turned to look at you. Or maybe you spill your drink on the table and watch it spread everywhere like a slow-motion disaster. For most people, that moment feels like the end of the world. You freeze, your face gets hot, and all you can think about is how to clean up the mess or make yourself invisible. You over-apologize, scramble to fix it, and for the rest of the day, you replay the whole thing over and over. But here's where a Sigma Empath stands out. Instead of panicking, they let out a little laugh. Maybe even make a light comment like, "Well, that's one way to make an entrance." And then they keep going. They don't dwell on it. They don't give that awkward moment any more power than it already has. And just like that, the tension in the room disappears. People aren't laughing at them. They're laughing with them. Why does this work so well? Because humor and a little bit of self-compassion break the spell of embarrassment. A Sigma empath knows that everyone makes mistakes, so they don't punish themselves for it. They take the focus off the accident and put it back on living in the moment. So the next time you find yourself in an awkward, very public mistake, try this. Take a breath, smile, and let it roll off your back. The faster you move on, the faster everyone else will too. Situation 3. When someone's being rude. Now let's look at what happens when someone is just plain rude. Picture this. You're standing in line at a coffee shop, waiting like everyone else, and the person behind you lets out a loud sigh and says, "Can we move this along? Some of us actually have places to be." Or maybe you're in a meeting and a coworker throws out a passive-aggressive jab like, "Well, I guess some people don't mind turning things in late." Most of us have two default reactions in that moment. One is to snap back and let our frustration spill out. The other is to stay quiet, smile on the outside, but then stew over it all day, replaying what happened and thinking of all the comebacks we wish we had said. A Sigma empath? They don't play that game. Instead of getting hooked by someone else's bad mood, they stay calm. They might tilt their head, give a little half smile, and say something like, "That's an interesting perspective." And then they move on. No drama, no extra energy wasted. This is their superpower. They don't absorb that negative energy. They know rude comments say more about the other person than they do about them. By staying neutral, they refuse to give away their peace of mind just because someone else is looking for a reaction. It's like this invisible shield. They hear the words, but they don't let them stick. And honestly, it throws rude people off completely because there's no fight to be had. So next time someone tries to push your buttons, try pausing. Instead of matching their energy, protect yours. A calm, neutral response can be the strongest response of all. Situation 4. When they're overwhelmed. Let's move on to a situation that almost everyone can relate to: being overwhelmed. Picture this. Your phone is full of unread messages. Your to-do list is so long it feels like it's never going to end, and deadlines are all coming at you at once. Most people, in that moment, go straight into panic mode. They start rushing from one thing to another, trying to do everything at once, or venting to anyone who will listen about how stressed they are. And at the end of the day, nothing feels finished. A Sigma empath takes a different approach. Instead of letting that wave of overwhelm sweep them away, they stop. They literally pause, even if it's just for a few seconds. They look at everything on their plate and ask themselves one simple question: what actually has to get done today? Not everything, just the essentials. Then, they start cutting out what doesn't matter right now. If something can wait, it waits. If there's someone who can help, they delegate. And when there's just too much, they aren't afraid to say no. Not with guilt or a long explanation, just a clear, simple, "I can't take that on right now." This way of handling things isn't about being cold. It's about knowing their limits. By setting those boundaries, they take back control of their day. Instead of reacting to the chaos, they choose what gets their time and energy. So the next time everything feels like too much, don't just push harder. Take a breath, slow down, and choose what really matters today. That little bit of space you create, that's where calm comes from. Situation 5. When others succeed. Finally, let's talk about how Sigma empaths respond when someone else succeeds. Imagine you're scrolling through your feed and you see a friend announce their dream job, or someone you know buys a house. or your coworker gets the promotion you were secretly hoping for. For most people, that moment stings a little. You smile and say, "That's great." But deep down you're thinking, "Why not me?" And then, without even meaning to, you start comparing where you are with where they are. Sigma empaths don't waste energy that way. When someone else wins, they celebrate it like it's their own. They'll say things like, "I'm so happy for you," and they actually mean it. No backhanded compliments, no fake smile, just genuine support. Why? Because they understand that someone else's success doesn't take anything away from them. There's no competition in their mind. They know their own path is different, so they can be happy for others without feeling smaller. And here's the powerful part. People remember that. When you can cheer someone on without jealousy, it shows a level of confidence and security that's rare. It builds trust, it builds connection, and honestly, it feels good. So the next time someone around you has a big win, try letting go of that need to compare. Celebrate them fully. True confidence isn't about always being the one in the spotlight. It's about knowing there's enough room for everyone to shine. So there you have it. 5 moments in life where Sigma empaths choose to respond, not react. From taking criticism with grace, to laughing off public slip-ups, to staying calm when faced with rude people, setting boundaries when life feels too full, and genuinely celebrating others' wins. These reactions aren't about being perfect. They're about strength, self-awareness, and emotional control. And that's the real lesson here. Life is never going to be free of tough moments or awkward situations. But what sets Sigma empaths apart is how they handle them. They show us that it's not about being perfect. It's about deciding how you want to show up when things don't go as planned. Now I want to hear from you. Out of these 5 reactions, which one are you going to try first? Are you working on staying calm when criticized? Laughing off your awkward moments? Or maybe celebrating someone else's success without comparison? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your thoughts. If you enjoyed this, hit like, share this video with someone who needs this kind of energy, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on emotional intelligence and inner strength. Stay classy, stay powerful, and I'll see you next time.